So, I want to have a little chat about a motherfucker named Eric Swalwell. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to title this video, probably something along the lines of, Eric Swalwell is no different from any other man. And, we're gonna sit here, and we're gonna have a little chat while I am working on a crochet project, because I fucking can. And, yeah. So, earlier today, I was thinking about making a video like this, and now I'm not a person that really speaks out about this, nor do I really have a platform to justify it. I am not particularly somebody who has any kind of footing in this realm, or blah 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 blah, but I am a fucking American, and it is my right to speak my mind, and frankly I don't feel that enough people are speaking their minds about things like this. So, hello. What? I love you. I love you. Jesus, where was I? Yes, exercising my First Amendment rights. I do not think that there are enough people talking about these things, and I am at the point now where I am starting to get really fed up with it. So, I am going to kind of talk about my thoughts on the whole situation, and just kind of speak about what I think about it. And yeah, so this is Peach, my cat. The french fries aren't for you, love. I know, you ate already. Can I have a kiss? Okay. Let me talk about motherfucker Eric Swalwell. So, this smarmy son of a bitch, I found out today, literally while I was thinking about all this shit, like I said before, that he decided to resign from Congress, which is like great news. I'm so happy to hear that. Really, it's you know, it's a good thing. I'm fixing the audio levels on all that shit because I don't really know what to do. Lower is better, probably. Yeah. So, I'm getting all happy about this and like, oh, thank God, another sexual predator out of the public eye. And, you know, compared to most other, whatever legal protections I have to say, alleged rapists or whatever, sexual assailants, things of that nature, he kind of seemed to be taking it a bit more seriously and not just being like, oh yeah, this is all bullshit, don't listen to don't listen to them, and yada yada yada. So, I mean, I was of the opinion that he was handling it, more, better than things I've seen in the past, like with Donald Trump and things of that nature, until I saw the statement he put out, and I believe it was before he decided to step down. God, I don't even know what the statement he said before was, but it's extremely similar to what he said today. Basically just saying, listen, okay, he acknowledges it, but this is the crux of the issue for me. Swalwell pussies out. And I'm not even gonna say it lightly. He pussied out like every other man I've ever heard of that's committed to any level of sexual misconduct. He says, for the mistakes in judgment that I've made. And it's like, mistakes in judgment is the most fucking HR way of putting that bullshit, and I don't care if you have a reputation to protect. I do not give a damn who you know, what face you're trying to save. That shit's not a fucking mistake in judgment. There's no mistake in judgment that can be made when you take advantage of somebody who has lost their capacities. And the fact that we could the fact that we can assert in any capacity that something like that is a misjudgment, that taking advantage of someone is something that we couldn't have possibly known was wrong, is fucking absurd. I say this as a person that was in a relationship where I was taken advantage of sexually for 7 years. Okay, so people can't come out here and nobody has the right to say to me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I'm gonna be serious with you. Men, so many men, refuse to have any sense of agency for the things that they have done to hurt people. And for actions that have consequences. For the things that they have done to take advantage of women and hurt women and use them for their own gain. And I'm one of those people that I'm fucking sick of it. I'm done. I'm tired of hearing about this shit. And it's absolute cowardice to even if you believe that the allegations are fake, to even refer to it as a mistake in judgment. I mean, just speaking from my position, I've been told, from the most ridiculous stance possible of oh, I didn't really know what consent was at the time. You didn't know what consent was at the time, and yet, after being told multiple times and turning into a fully grown-ass adult, you don't understand what that means by now? Despite being told multiple times, and time and time again we see men hiding behind their own fucking ignorance and playing the fool and pretending that they don't know and being like, oh, well, how was I supposed to know it was gonna that was rape? How was I supposed to know that was going to be sexual assault? Maybe because you get so blinded by your urges and sexual desires that you don't you don't want to identify what no means. Men refuse to acknowledge that no is no. If you say no, it turns into a bargaining agreement. They will either take advantage of you, or they will wrestle their way into getting what they want. And just from the absolute cowardice in the words that Swalwell is using, it immediately points to me that you know what, do we know for sure that this really happened? No. Is there's pending, fucking whatever that's called, litigation or whatever. That's part of it. But just from the language alone, I see enough culpability there, because men will always play the fucking victim, and they will always, I mean, really, really, time and time again, they will pretend like they didn't know, and they will play the fool. And they will say, oh, how silly of me, how dumb of me, and, and this and that. And it's absurd. It's absurd. And the very fact that we will let people like this walk around in our society, we will not hold them accountable for the things that they did. They will, be freely allowed to traipse about, never facing consequences and, taking advantage of however many women they want to. And I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of seeing it, because it's so common. It's so common, and as a person that experienced that, and was repeatedly sexually assaulted in my relationship, I can say with certainty that, you know, men like this don't want to take accountability for it. They refuse to call it by its name. And they refuse to acknowledge that what they did was highly, highly immoral, and immediately just jump to call them a liar or make some bullshit excuse. And it, you know, and one of the other things about his resignation statement that really gets to me was where he said, the part, "I will fight the serious false allegations." So he says, "I will fight the false allegations made, but I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make," and then does not proceed to outline what those are. So what level of culpability do you have in this? What did you do? What mistakes did you make? And they never want to acknowledge it. Men never want to acknowledge what it is that they did. You will call them out. You will say by name, "You did XYZ thing to me." And they will say, "I'm sorry for making a mistake." And they will never directly allude to what that is. They will never directly take responsibility for it. They will just dance around it. It plays out the same every single time. Every one of these that I've ever seen, and from what I've experienced, it's always the same. And they refuse to take accountability. And no matter how many extra words you throw in there, and how many times you beat around the bush, it's not gonna mean anything. Because, you know, from somebody that, like, if it's willful ignorance. It's willful ignorance. Because for somebody uninitiated with the entire thing going on, if they just hear out of nowhere that their representative has stepped down from Congress and they're like, "I'm sorry for the mistakes I made," and they never say what it is directly, they'll never know. And to that I say, you know, not that they would ever listen to me, but, you know, what did you do? What mistakes did you make, Swalwell? Because I'm damn sure everyone would like to know that. I'm sure every damn one of your constituents would love to know what those mistakes that you made are. And this is part of a repeating pattern that I see, and as I'm growing as a person and learning from the experiences that I've had in my life up until now, I sincerely would have hoped that we would be better than what we are now. But the joke is, I guess, that they're not going to take responsibility for it, and they're never going to own up to it. And, you know, until... probably until the end of time, people will be faced with an injustice where their assailants and their harassers and abusers and attackers will never be forced to fully own up to what they did. And it's disgusting. It's sad that we have to exist in a society where stuff like this is protected, and where people cannot recognize the patterns in behavior and rhetoric that point to certain traits of personality and certain acknowledgements, subtle acknowledgements of wrongdoing. It's just... it makes me disappointed to be an American. And to an extent, maybe I am using this as an excuse to vent about my experiences seeing as they're fresh, and to think that maybe I had been intimidated into silence at some point. But that is of no consequence to me now, and it should be of no consequence to any woman at this point. Or to really anybody that has experienced, like, any kind of sexual violence, sexual abuse, harassment, anything. Dating violence. Nothing should be off the table anymore. Because I think it's... We are at an integral point in our society that I really interpret as a now or never kind of time. That is indicative of whether or not people are going to start standing up. And, you know, again, I'm not the most classically educated on this kind of stuff. I am simply speaking up as a bystander watching my country fall apart in front of me. And simply just making the observations that I'm able to make. And that's really all there is to it. And I would hope that the people that Eric Swalwell hurt, and for that fact that, oh god, what's his face? The fucking Tony Gonzalez getting in an affair or some bullshit. But, you know, I would hope that someday they face the reckoning that they deserve for all of this. And I wish the same to any man or woman that has contributed to oppressing someone in that way, or disrespecting someone in that way. And I really do hope that, like, until the end of fucking time, it weighs on your conscience. Because it sure as hell is gonna weigh on the conscience of anybody that you hurt. And in our society, at this point, in our societal growth, we shouldn't be letting shit like this slide anymore. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the situation, and I kind of just had to get that out of my system because I am so fucking done with so much shit happening in this country. And if you have fuck all to say, I don't really give a shit. There's a comment section, you can say whatever the hell you want. I'm probably not gonna listen to it. But, yeah. At least he's gone from Congress, so... Fuck you, Eric Swalwell. Bye-bye, bitch. Fuck you.